Haritha Kannan, thank you so much for joining us at the Chennai Storytelling Festival 2022. Please introduce yourself fully, tell us about your work, and please tell us a story.
Thank you very much, Eric, for this wonderful platform. A warm good afternoon from India. I'm Haritha Kannan from Chennai. I'm a storyteller and I love to tell stories in Tamil and English. I run a storytelling venture called Story Vandi, where I tell stories to children and adults. I also work as partner educator for children and reading and communication coach in 3L. I work as a core team member for a group of storytellers and poems. The group name is called Maya Katha, and that's in short about me. And here's the story I bring into you today. Here we go. Ooh, yeah, friendship. Ooh, yeah, friendship. Friendship is what we're looking for. Mustafa, Mustafa, don't worry, Mustafa. Time is a friend, Mustafa. Day by day, life moves on day by day. Friendship never sinks in the bay. True, friendship never sinks in the bay. Rush hour in the local stations of Mumbai. Closing time for the stock exchanges. The dabbawalas returning all the empty lunch boxes to various apartments around the city, and the snarled up traffic. In the city which never sleeps, the city of Mumbai in India, two tiny little cute hearts are least bothered about all the hustle and bustle that are happening around them. Soni, who is around 12 years old now, and her dear friend Kajal, who is around 9 years now, they both are the best buddies that you can find in this whole world. Every day, after school hours, they meet in the huge empty space that is found around a huge construction site. A high-rise apartment complex is under construction. When they are playing, time just flies. You know, kids of those age, they never bother about time. And when the moon is high up, surrounded by the dark sky, Kajal would gently put her fingers, trying to focus the moon, and would ask Soni, Soni Didi, do you know who is having the other half of the moon today? And Soni would bring her two fingers, and they both would try to fit in the half moon between the squares that they made. And she would say, we are having the other half of the moon. Moon was the timer to tell, it's already late. Chalo, let's go home. A red car would slowly come and stop near them. In the driver's seat is Soni's mother. She works as an architect for this construction site. Soni would leave a quick bye to Kajal, and Kajal would stand there watching the red car leave. The car would slowly go away, and once it is invisible, she will take a quick little hop and reach her house. The makeshift house, which is constructed near the entrance of the construction site, was her home. She lived there with her father, who worked as a watchman for the construction site. And he also did plumbing and electrician works as part-time job in the daytime. Every day, they've had a fantastic time. And not just that, both Soni and Kajal, they had huge aspiration, hopes, dreams about how their life will be once the construction is over and once they get inside the apartment. Every day they used to talk about that. You know, a little Kajal. One day they were flying kite, and Kajal asked, she was handling the thread bundle. Soni Didi, there are so many floors in this apartment complex. In which floor is your flat? Soni would immediately respond, she knows a lot of things. Kajal, my mom has told that she has booked a flat in the 9th floor. Can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9? Yes, the 9th floor. A flat on the 9th floor. And Kajal will immediately reply, Okay, Soni Didi, then I will do one thing. I will ask my father to shift all our things to a flat in the 9th floor. We can play in the 9th floor itself, right? We need not come down often. Soni very well knew that Kajal might not come and live in a flat near her house. But how can she tell that? It might hurt her friends, she thought. So that day she stopped playing. She said she had some homework to do and then she left for the day. A few days rolled by. The construction was almost done. You can see a good high-rise building there. And again, here they are playing statue game. And again, our Kajal with one more interesting question. Soni Didi, you know, is there any wooden cupboard in the living room? She would ask Soni. And Soni said, yes, the painting works are already over, the interior works are getting done. I'm sure there is a wooden cupboard in the living room. And Kajal would immediately say, huh? Is that true? Wait, Soni Didi, wait, I have a surprise for you. She ran inside her little house and then she brought a beautiful handmade wooden doll she made herself and she showed it to Soni. Soni Didi, beautiful henna, I made it myself with all the leftover waste materials in this construction site. I named her Dolly. Isn't she cute? I'm going to place her in the wooden cupboard once we shift to a flat in the apartment complex. Is that a good idea? She would ask Soni. This is the second time Soni got chance to tell the truth that she may not come and live there. But for a second, she stopped. Can she tell that? Does she have any right to tell who can come and live in the new flat, who cannot come and live there? So again, without uttering any other word, she said, I have to go home, have some work, and then she left. Months rolled by, all the work finished, the brand new apartment is ready for the launch. The big day arrived. On the grand launch of the apartment day, many new faces started to enter early in the morning through the apartment gate. They dressed up so well. They got beautiful, colorfully wrapped gifts in their arms, and they entered. Soni also was happily and eagerly waiting for Kajal and her dad to come. It was housewarming ceremony in her new flat too. But Kajal didn't turn up. So she quickly and happily ran down the stairs. And then when she went and saw Kajal, Kajal was standing there with her face down, with tears rolling down her eyes towards her cheeks, and with Dolly in one hand, and with the old cloth luggage bag on the other hand. She was standing there. As soon as she saw Soni, go away, Soni Didi, go away. You're no more my friend. You've got a new flat. You'll get many new friends. Why do you need me anymore? They've asked us to leave this apartment. They're going to appoint a new security guard in this apartment complex. They don't need us anymore. We can't live here, is it? You know the truth, right? But you never told me. Isn't it, Soni Didi? It is my father who took care of this huge site every day. Day and night he worked hard. He climbed up and down 1,000 times. But now we are asked to leave. Go away, Soni Didi. She pushed her. Soni was shocked. She never expected this. She immediately ran to her mother and she wanted to find a way to make Kajal and her dad stay back in that area. While on the other side, Kajal was walking along with her dad in the road, holding his hand. And with a lot of courage, she asked, Dad, why can't we live in this apartment complex? Why can't we live here? She asked innocently. Kajal's dad stopped for a minute. He came down to his knees. He held Kajal by her shoulders and he said, Kajal beta, I know how much you dreamt about living in this place, how much you miss your friend, but I don't have enough money to buy a flat here. But I'm sure I can give you a good and safe shelter. Just trust me and come with me. All Kajal could say was, okay, Papa. She couldn't understand everything, all the high and low that is happening in this society, all the differences that we face in this society. But she just followed her dad. After a few days, when Soni got down from the school bus, Kajal was again waiting there. She slowly came in front of Soni and she said, Soni Didi, I'm really sorry for what I did that day. Can you just do one last help for me? My father has got a new job somewhere else. We can never come back to Mumbai. Can you please take Dolly along with you? It was her dream to live in a huge flat here. I'm sure she'll be a good girl. I'm sure you will also take good care of her. Please take Dolly along with you, Soni Didi. Telling that, she gave Dolly to Soni and then she vanished. She didn't just vanish from the eyesight of Soni, but from her life. Soni didn't hear from Kajal for many months after that. But whenever Soni saw this dolly in her house, she talked to the dolly, she played with the dolly, and in a way it consoled Soni that she is talking with her dear friend Kajal. But even that happiness didn't last for a long time. One day when Soni got back from school, she saw all her dolls are missing. Her mother said she has given the entire doll set to a donation center. Soni's heart broke. The last scent, the last trace of Kajal, which was left with Soni, was the dolly. But even now, Dolly is no more. She can't find it anymore. She closed the door, she sat down on the floor, and she cried. She thought about everything that happened. Her friend, who is not reachable anymore, and the only trace of her friend, her dolly, that is also missing now. Many things happened out of her control, but she couldn't accept it. Anger, pain, huge pain she had in her heart. But as years moved by, time was the best medicine. Do you agree with me, my dear audience? Have you ever felt the pain or guilt in you because of some things which were not under your control? Time healed her. One day she thought, instead of feeling bad and hurting myself about all the past things, why not let me wish good things for her? Why not let me wish happiness and safety for Kajal? Wherever she is, let her be happy. And she did that for many more years. And the universe did listen to Soni. Soni is around 25 years old now. She's working in an MNC. And one day she got a call over her landline. Soni Didi, do you know who is having the other half of the moon today? When she picked up the phone, she just heard this dialogue. And she went crazy. She laughed, she cried, she had mixed emotions. She very well knew who can ask such kind of silly questions to her. And Soni said, Kajal, is that you, Kajal? Is that you? Kajal, really, is that you? Finally, you call me. Every day I used to think about you. I want to meet you, Kajal. Where are you? I want to meet you, she said. And they both decided to meet in Juhu Beach on a full moon day. Yes, as planned, on a full moon day, they met on Juhu Beach. When they were standing opposite to each other, they were quickly able to recognize their face. It still remained the same, they thought. They came near each other, clutched their hands, kissed on their cheeks, and whatnot. They sat on a wooden table in the Juhu Beach, and they were seeing the beautiful waves, the tides going up and down, the full moon glowing in the sky, up in the sky. And Kajal said her father got a better job and her education was taken care by an NGO. And now she got a placement in a well-known college in Mumbai city. They are shifting back to Mumbai. This is all Soni craved for all these years, isn't it, my dear audience? To hear at least one word that her dear friend Kajal is fine somewhere in this world. And today she's sitting just near her and talking with her. Kajal put her hands and she asked, Soni Didi, do you know who put the 100 pieces of moon together today? Soni clutched her hands and she said, Kajal, it is you. It is you who put the 100 pieces of moon together today. I'm not talking about the moon really, I think. I'm talking about my heart. My heart was broken and today you fixed it. You put all the pieces together and it is glowing with happiness just because of you, Kajal, just because of you. And Kajal said, I know that you'll be looking for me, Soni Didi, and here I am. Shall we have a plate of pav bhaji? And they restarted their friendship just like where they left before. And that ends the story. Thank you for this opportunity, Dr. Eric Miller. Thank you everyone for listening to me.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful. So that story really is about friendship.
Yes, Eric.
Anybody?
I wanted to ask questions like, anybody felt the guilt of anger in them when situations were not under their control and they carried it for many years, especially related to childhood, something on that sort?
Do you think that happens in this story?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any comments? Resonations?
Yes, yes, Haritha, I do have such kind of feelings of anger. I should say, as you said, the time heals automatically, and the maturity that we need to handle that particular situation. When we reach that maturity, then I think we are able to digest what happened. So I think we need to have the time, and growing up will help us.
Yeah, Sridevi, thank you.
But it's fantastic that you connected them, and then it's beautiful when they met each other. That's really brilliant. Loved it.
Thank you, Sridevi.
I have felt anger when, some letters that I had received from a pen friend when I was about 15 or so, a whole bunch of them. I had collected them in a little box. I don't know where my father, put them away one day when he was clearing up my room. I haven't to this day found those letters. I have no clue. He couldn't remember. He cleared up the room after I got married. And that is something that really rankles. But then in the midst of time, it's all forgotten. But when you think about it, a memory is erased. And, letters are very precious.
Yeah, true.
Likewise, with a video that gets erased by mistake, you've lost something precious. So I think the best memories should be stored in our head.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true, Sudhaman.
Okay. Anybody, any final thoughts about the story, about friendship? Okay, very good.